humans are pretty amazing at our ability to both get extraordinary, amazing things accomplished and for us to be amazing, extraordinary saboteurs or obstacle creators in our very path of what it is that we're trying to get done. I I I see it all the time with my clients, and I see it my own stuff show up regularly. Um, and the difference is that I'm now aware of the games that my subconscious plays, and so I've become better at recognizing it and being able to call it out and ideally move around it because so we are designed to see a goal and to want to achieve it. And our subconscious is designed to figure out how to keep us safe by playing the exact game that we've already played, even if that game sucked, right? And so it will revert us back to doing things that we do not want to do in order to play it safe. And so the goal is, well, it's multifold, right? There's this huge piece that can get done by allowing yourself to be super clear about what it is that you are shooting for, to know the goal and have it defined as clearly as possible. So when they talk about the SMART goals, those the more you can do that and you can see it and taste it and feel it and really call it out and say, when I see this, I have achieved what I set out to do. Hugely helpful. And then it's also super helpful to do the work where I really love to support people in creating. Okay, so if you have this year goal that you want to hit by the end of the year, we can then break that down into what you want to get done in the next 90 days. And we really focus on what are the activities that are going to allow you to create progress. So you don't have to wait until you get to the end of the year, end of the month, or end of the 90 days and say, done or didn't get done, but you are leading the drive. So I always talk about weight loss because it's so easy to see that you're not going to know if you hit the 10 pounds until you get to the deadline and say it did or didn't happen. But you can say, I believe that by eating these foods in these amounts on a regular basis will allow me to achieve the goal. And then you can track, am I eating those foods in that proportion? And that's such a better mechanism because you get to lead it, right? It's a leading measure rather than a lagging indicator, which is the end goal. Okay. I love creating those plans, and those are hugely helpful because it's not this mammoth goal. You've broken it down to the 90-day goal, and then you've broken the 90-day goal down into a monthly goal, and then you can break it down and see what has to happen in each week. But what happens then is all this stuff of how we get in our way, how each human has their own mechanisms for playing it safe and wanting to shoot for over there, but then doing behaviors that you don't even recognize that you're doing them sometimes, but that are about keeping you small, that you had this great plan of how you're going to handle tomorrow, and then you wake up in the morning and don't feel like doing any of it. You feel so complete opposite to what you want to be doing with that day. It's about knowing that you want to be showing up um, every day and talking to your ideal people and finding all kinds of things to do instead that are deemed more important in that moment. But then at the end of the day, you look back and are like, I'm not even sure what happened there. I'm not sure what I did with that day. And knowing that you chose less powerful things than the thing that was really going to best move you forward. Right? So there's so many ways that we can get in our way. But the good news is we typically do the same things repeatedly, just in a different format. It might have different colors, but for the most part, they're the same kind of mechanisms that we use. And so once you recognize, oh, this is me playing small, oh, this is me going and reverting back, you can say, oh, there's that thing that I do when I'm about to go do something that's big and scary. And right there, you've already given yourself such a leg up by recognizing it and stopping yourself, stopping your tracks and being able to do that. And then where it's really helpful is to come up with a handful of things that you can rely on, you can just go to, that are going to help you get yourself out of that stuck spot. Now, they're going to be different for different people, and this is where I think people really talk about this kind of kick-ass kindness that I'm known for, and that's that I see you and I see where you're trying to go, and I see the game that your brain wants to play, even though your heart wants to keep moving forward. And we can talk to both sides of that equation, the heart and the brain, and give you options for how to best move forward. Right? A lot of it can happen in the pre-paving, knowing that you have a big day tomorrow, to get super clear on how you're going to start your morning so that you are rocking first thing. You're going to get up before everybody, you're going to exercise, you're going to meditate, you're going to have this great breakfast, right? Like to give yourself that kind of momentum right off the bat can be huge. There's all kinds of things you can do to pre-pave. And then there's all kinds of things you can do when you are in that stuck space. And you want to look to what's the thing that's in the way, and what's going to make the difference for you in that moment. What's going to allow you to take the action that you want to take. So, for me, knowing that I want to be going live on a regular basis, for me to sit down and say, who's someone that I'm really trying to reach out to, and how can I serve them? Putting it into that framing of service can usually get me out of, but I don't feel like it. But to know that there's someone, typically somebody very specifically, that I want to talk to, and really try to answer the question that I think is weighing on them, allows me to say, okay, let's make this happen. Let's see if this can really help move the needle for them. And then really just posting them, even putting them somewhere that's visible, having motivational quotes around the house. They all sound so cliche and vague until you are able to really look at, here's the thing there, I get stuck, and here's how I can best respond, right? So I want you to think about what it is for you. What's that feeling? What's going to help you flip that feeling around, and then document the experience. How well did it work? If I had done it for another 5 minutes, would it have worked even better? If I caught it earlier in the day, would that have made a difference? Right? Just really, you want to take the opportunity to, as an old coach of mine used to say, to groundhog the experience, right? Where you can look at what happened, and just like the movie Groundhog, you can, if you were to do it all over again, what would you do differently this time? That's a powerful exercise, not just for big things like launches, but in the minute details of the day. How could I have gotten myself out of this spot quicker? Okay, so I'd love to help. If you're stuck, I want to see how quickly you can get out of there and get back to really living this life and doing the things that you want to be doing. And so, what I am putting together right now is a free 1 hour strategy session where we can really kind of map out what you most want out of the time between now and September 30th, and then also to plan what you want out of the rest of the year of 2021. So you can get super clear on what it is you're shooting for, how do you want to go about it, and what are the activities that you're going to be doing on a probably daily basis to make sure that you hit that goal. And then, to the extent that we have time, I'm happy to help you look at that piece of, here's how I get myself stuck, and what might be some things that we can do to flip around it. I am looking to offer these strategy sessions in exchange for a testimonial about the strategy session. And so I'm looking to have a couple of more people come and join me and be a part of this over the next 2 weeks. Okay. And so if that is something that you'd like to work on to make the most out of 2021, I'd love for you to use that link and schedule some time and make this happen for you. Really want 2021 to be this amazing year for you, and it all starts with scheduling that call. All right, thanks so much.